don't touch your face. Please don't touch your face.
There's fun in learning around the bend. You could even do it with your best friend. If there's science stuff that you like to know, come watch Allie and CoCo Science Show.
Hey guys, welcome to Allie and CoCo Science Show. Now I know I said I wanted this month's videos to be space and time themed. However, we have a bit of a current event situation on our hands, and we've got a little pocket sniffer over here. Can you sit? Good, high five. Good. So, you may be tired of hearing about it, or maybe you're frantically looking for information about it. And so today I just wanted to very briefly talk about the coronavirus, or COVID-19. It is a SARS-related virus transmitted from animals to humans. No, you're okay. Good news is our furry friends cannot catch the coronavirus from us, although there was like one case, but it's fine. It's very rare. The coronavirus has people kind of in a tizzy for good reason. The more we cut it off now and cut off contact, the less we'll have like widespread hysteria in our country where like there's not enough hospital beds and people are dying. So if we there's a very awesome graph out there. I'm gonna put it right here on my face. So if we kind of like reduce contact with other people as much as possible, it'll make it harder for the disease to hit hard and fast. We would rather see it kind of drawn out. So that's kind of what's happening right now. That's why everything's kind of closing, including Disneyland. The coronavirus has people very frantic, and I do think you should prepare in some way. I don't think you should fight for toilet paper, but I do have 3 recommendations for how I would prepare for this situation. Now, number 1, bought barred soap. Nobody's fighting over bars of soap, but the CDC says it is just as effective as liquid soap. So just get a nice bar of soap. It's usually wrapped in paper, so it's less waste and less fighting. Also, for me at least, it lasts longer, even if I'm washing my hands for like 20 seconds or 20 hours or however. I don't even know how long I've washed my hands today, but it's been a long time. Number 2, everyone is preparing with food in case they can't leave their houses, and that's great. My biggest tip, everyone's gonna run for the bread. Nobody's running for flour and yeast. Bread can be so easy to make. In hurricanes, I make rosemary focaccia bread, and it's so delicious. You can also just make like regular plain pan bread. You don't need a bread maker. Just put some peanut butter on and you're good to go. And number 3, and this is something I wish I bought, so the other 2 are what I always buy. Number 3 is what I wish I had. I'm not panicking and trying to buy toilet paper, but now I'm like, what if in 2 weeks I need toilet paper? Because I still haven't made the switch to a more eco-friendly version of toilet paper. I've looked into Who Gives a Crap and they were sold out. One thing I would recommend is a bidet. There's a company called Tushy. I've been doing my research. I have my eye on them. They fit right in your toilet. If you move, it moves with you. And I wish I had bought it sooner, because now I'm like, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and order one, because they're not that expensive either. Toilet paper is expensive. So a bidet is a good eco-friendly option that nobody is fighting for, which is great. But one thing I wanted to talk about is something I read in this book I've been reading, An Edible History of Humanity. I'm on a chapter that talks about the Silk Road and the trades of spices and how it relates to the bubonic plague. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story, which is just kind of like a summarized version of what I was reading about that I found very interesting in this book. A long time ago, Europe, Asia, and Africa had trade routes that were spread all over the Indian Ocean, the Mediterranean, the Red Sea. So there are all these trade routes. And one of the big commodities on this trade route were spices. There were some spices that were even considered as, valuable, or even more so than gold. So spices were kind of a big deal, especially in Europe where the spices were not as common. So there were huge trades of spices over centuries, And the Europeans loved the spices. They used them for medicinal purposes, to cleanse themselves. They had so many uses for these spices. Then, after about 1200 years of this, the bubonic plague hit. I don't know if you've ever heard of the plague. It's kind of a big deal. So to combat any spread of the bubonic plague in Europe, because they didn't quite know where it came from, maybe it's just evil spirits, maybe it's actually like sickness in the air, they would import a bunch of spices, hold them in their hands and breathe in them, or just kind of every now and then they purify the air around them. So they were increasing trade, increasing it to a huge degree so that they could have purified air. But then they found out that with this increased trade, this increased movement, increased contact, they were actually adding to the spread of the bubonic plague. And they immediately stopped all trade of spices. They banned spices. So first off, if you've ever wondered why a lot of European food doesn't have a lot of spice to it, you can thank the bubonic plague. And it'll be interesting to see how the coronavirus will change our history or our future. And then the number 2 thing, as you can tell from the decisions Europe made, or maybe it's because a third of Europe died, I don't know, but stopping interaction with people is a great first way to stop the spread of diseases. Now, thank goodness we have better hygiene practices and better medicine, but not coming into contact with sick people is a very good first step. So for the action of the week, I want you guys to continue washing your hands. If you feel sick, stay home. If you are potentially immune compromised, get on that Netflix. But please, everybody stay safe. And if you're bored, you can watch more of my videos. I mean, I'm not stopping you, and you don't have to even go outside to do that. But anyway, stay safe, read some books, watch some videos, and just keep watching the news. And thanks for watching. Bye!